Morning, all. Welcome to Coffee and Craps on Friday on Casino Gaming TV with John from Pro Craps. You know you're famous when, it's kind of a funny story. When the show starts, right? What you guys can't see is my screen over here. When the show starts, I have this one little, what's a big window that has all of your comments in it. And the comments are in there, of course. And every time somebody hits the thumbs up, if somebody does it right now, it'd be kind of cool. I see a big, like animated thumb goes flying across my screen. And it's like a alert for me. Every day when the show starts, it starts out and I see the first 4 or 5 thumbs ups go by, and there's always a thumbs down before the show even starts. Like I haven't even said anything yet, and there's already a thumbs down flying through here. It always cracks me up. It's like there's somebody coming just to tell me that I suck. Anyway, I guess that's the price you pay, right? Anyway, let's talk about some fun stuff today. I want to give you the announcement screen first, and then we're going to talk about some dark side play. I'm going to revisit a strategy that I did last week. I forget when it was, whatever, the Power Hedge. And one that I've done before, the Ricochet, but we've got a subscriber who plays the Ricochet a couple of times, and I want to talk through the two versions. It's really the same strategy. There's just I did verses because there's differences in how they get played, and there's even more differences within them as we play. You'll see what I mean in a minute. There's a lot of variations here. Dark side play, people think there's no variation to it, and there's lots of ways you can play this stuff. You are playing for one number, but there's lots of ways to attack the number, and I think what you see this morning is going to be hopefully 2 different ways to approach the same thing, and let's do that. But anyway, before we start, let's talk about what's happening in the world here. So the world's effed up, by the way, but the dice world's cool. The dice world's great. DiceCon. I know y'all are excited about hearing this from me again, but you got to get to DiceCon. And again, I say this for you. I know that the folks that are here every morning, right? You get tired of me saying the same thing, but remember that other people are seeing these videos later in the day that don't necessarily come to the lives. And that's why I repeat the same message so that everybody gets the message over time. But Color Up is doing the DiceCon June 19th to 21st over in Vegas. I will be, by the way, in Atlantic City in a few weeks. I'm going to be in Atlantic City April, not the whole time, but I'll be in Jersey from April 6th to the 12th, I think. Because I'm visiting some family. I got a lot of things to do, but while I'm there, I'm going to spend at least one night over in AC. So we're trying to get a little group together. I may even do a night at Philly. I may even go to Harris, Philadelphia, and play up there with some people. My mother-in-law, who I'm staying with, or my stepmother rather, who I'm staying with, is a slot machine maniac. So I'm sure she and I will hit a couple of casinos while we're over there. Just kind of get warmed up for the big Vegas trip. So that's happening over there. Craps Chat is happening on Sunday with Jeff and Skill and Luck. That will be airing exclusively on Casino Gaming TV this time. We're going to not do the double stream. Just like this show here, we're not double streaming anymore. So you'll notice that there are 30 or 25 people here with us this morning. Usually there's 50. The folks from Pro Craps haven't yet migrated over to watch over here. That's fine. We'll get there for sure. Same with Jeff's show on Sunday. We'll have a probably lower viewership, but it'll be the rabid viewers that'll be there. And I'll give you the kind of the warning. Warning's the wrong word for it, but the ask again, I guess, for Craps Chat, which is be interactive on that one, right? We want to not be, and I'll speak for Jeff and Skill because I have the microphone this morning. You can't hear them, but they're probably screaming in the background. We want people engaged. Like it shouldn't be the Jeff and Skill and potentially John and Mike and whoever else. It's not our show. Right? The point of the show is to get folks to call in, jump into the Zoom with us, like Kevin sometimes does, and other viewers have done. Jump into the Zoom and hang out with us for a while. It's like sit on the couch and let's just all talk together. That is the point. Jeff is saying that Dylan and I want topics for Sunday night's chat. Yeah, so the place to put the topics in, go to casinogaming.tv. That will take you to my Discord. In the Discord, there's a channel called Craps Chat. The point of that channel is to tell Jeff what you want to talk about. So it all rumbles through there. So there it is. Let's see. Oh my God, Greg, or Brian says, my Speedos for the poolside crap. I will not be wearing a Speedo. No, nobody needs to see that. I don't even need to see that. All right, here we go. Let's see what else is going on. The video notice came up when I bailed on yours. Oh, is that from I'm again reading chats? I shouldn't be reading chats during the live show. Anyway, let's talk about dark side stuff. Before we do that, I'm going to give you a quick, just kind of where we are here. Where we are in the world is this. I'm going through the strategies, as you know, my kind of favorites to play. And I'm jumping to the bottom. We're doing the Power Hedge today. And we'll get backwards and we'll start doing some of the other ones again. The come out of the border strategy, I've done long videos on those, but I haven't done them in the morning for a while, so we'll do those again. The horseman I could do a month on because there's so many options in that thing. But we'll get to those later. Today, what I want to talk about is the Power Hedge, because I'm still working on it, and I'm working on the Power Hedge now alongside with the Ricochet, and specifically the Ricochet that James Newberry does, which is he does a 3-point Ricochet. Greg did a roll out of this yesterday, and it's really the inspiration for the Power Hedge. The Ricochet that James does is how the Power Hedge got built. And I'll explain why I made the changes that I made and what I'm doing, which is kind of crazy. I know that it's a little bit crazy in there. Not everybody loves it, but I'll give you kind of the whys and wherefores as we go. I still think, and since Greg ran it out yesterday, I'm going to address a point that Greg made, which was, and I think James is on board with this too. You'll see here in a minute. The third point is the hard one, and that's where we're going to make that change. But I'm calling the show here. This comparison is the thief of joy, and the reason why I'm calling it that, I'm bringing that slide because I am comparing two strategies, and I may catch myself today saying his or mine or he and me or whatever else, only because he's the person, James, that brought the strategy to me, not because it's me versus him. It's really just about seeing the rhythm of strategies. And I'll tell you, I ran this out a couple of times yesterday, and with decent results. Both players won. It's a matter of which person wins faster, and really the rhythm of the rolls. And I talk to you all about rhythm all the time. Rhythm is such an interesting thing. And the rhythm of the roll, when a person wins or a person loses, the same strategy can actually have two different winning and loss points. And actually sometimes one ties, the other one wins. So it's interesting to kind of watch these things play out. So as I do this, I think you'll get a good sense of how these things work. Let's talk about the Ricochet first. And this is the way that Newberry plays it. We're going to bypass the come out roll. Matter of fact, both strategies bypass the come out roll. It's a worthless roll in this kind of a world, especially when you're going to Ricochet, because the point of the Ricochet is to protect the DC bet. And you protect it by laying money on the number that just rolled. So whatever the point got set to, you lay on that number. And the thinking is, and there's no logic to this, but the thinking is the person won't roll the same exact number twice. So you're hoping that they don't rebound or ricochet and have the same number kind of instantly repeat. If you start seeing that kind of thing happen, you're gonna get hammered. I bankrupted myself a few times on these strategies because for whatever reason, I was rolling back-to-back numbers and just crushing myself. That's the big hole here. But the thinking again is you bypass the come out, you do one unit, don't come. Lay the point while that thing is in the don't come, and the bet travels. After the don't come travels, you just take the lay down, put another bet in the don't come, and now you've got a tie situation. Okay? Let that one get set. The third bet goes in the don't come. And now if the 7 comes and roll 3, you win a unit. You'd lose 1, you'd win 2. There are alternatives in there, of course. Lots of alternatives. We'll talk about how you can level those bets while you're in the DC, but that's the whole strategy. Greg ran it yesterday, and I wrote a comment on Greg's channel, and I told James over email, I think the butter zone for this one is 2 don't comes, not 3. I've run Windcraft's trials, and you go back a few months when I was doing the whole dark side a couple of weeks there. I ran a trial where I did the don't pass with max odds, 1 don't come with max, or I'm sorry, don't pass with max odds, and then I did a don't pass and a don't come. Then I did 2 don't comes and 3 don't comes. And the one that wins the most money is just 2 don't comes. That's the one where you win the most out of those 3. The don't pass with max odds wins almost equivalent to the 2 don'ts, but the 2 don'ts being flat, the odds that dilute the flat bet is where you get hit on that one. So I think 2's the butter zone here. I'm going to play it with 3 to show you, but I think, and I may even adjust. We may adjust to 2 as we're going through there. So I think we got to talk through that for sure. James also has two little rules that he puts on here, which is one, he parlays the don't craps or the don't come wins. If he gets a craps number in there, he parlays it. If that wins, then he's done. That's it for the shooter. Looking to win a unit. If the shooter beats him anywhere, like if there's an 11 in the don't come, he's done for the shooter. If the first don't come gets set and that point gets hit again, he's done for the shooter. He's not going to try and keep 2 or 3 bets rolling. He's just going to not get beat by anybody. And that's sort of the rules that he puts on himself, is not to get beat. Crook River saying 1 DP, 2 DC. What I'm saying is that's possible. I've done that, but it actually loses more money. Believe it or not, it loses more money. It wins less money, should I say, than a don't and 1 DC or 2 DCs. 3 don'ts seem to be, there's something about having 3 where the numbers don't seem to work for whatever reason. And I'll do another win craps day and show you those numbers. It's really interesting how those work out. And I think 2 seems to be the butter zone. I don't know why that is, but 2 total don'ts, not 3. For whatever reason, that seems to be the gin there. All right, so that's James. That's the Newberry version of the Ricochet. Now we'll look at the John version, which is this Power Hedge that I came up with, and it's the same basic thing. The difference is this: we're gonna bypass the come out roll. We're gonna lay the point for 3 times the bet. Okay, 3 times what I'm gonna put in the don't come. I'm looking for a 7. I want to profit on the 7 on the way out of the don't come. This entire thing is about winning on the 7 coming out of the don't come. Once that first one travels, I'm going to travel my lay bet to where that one went to. We're going to have the flat bet plus that big ass lay on that next number. I'm going to don't come a second time. Again, looking for the 7 coming out of the don't. If that gets set, I repeat the process. As I'm repeating the process, I'm also placing the number where the don't come bets went to. This is going to be very reminiscent of the 3-point blender. This is going to be essentially a full hedge against the 7 on those numbers. And I do that primarily to set myself up to be in a no lose situation. Once I'm set with these, what I call these are called hedge pairs. Once the hedge pairs are set, there's no losing. You're only winning on the come out on those 7s. I'm just trying to get the come out 7s to tackle the bankroll if I can do it. I'm making piddly money on the place bets, like nothing on the place bets. It's almost not worth doing. It's all about timing the 7. That strategy works really well when the 7s are coming. If you have a long roller, you get kind of hammered in that one. So there it is. I think that is the kind of basics of those 2 strategies. They're essentially the same strategy. It's leveling on the lay bets, and the difference of the Power Hedge is that I place the numbers after they're set. I'm not making a 7-based strategy long term. I don't want to get picked off. In other words, I want to let the 7 shine in the don't come. So that's the run up. Let's go ahead and take a look at them on the table. Oh, that's got to go away. That's from the other day. It's Jeremy's rolls from the other day. All right, geez, wrong one. Sorry. That goes away. All right, let me check the light situation. All right, we're going to compare. The Power Hedge will be in the top rack, playing with black chips. This is my practice from last night, actually. The Newberry system, the Ricochet, the base Ricochet, will be playing here with green chips. And I'm going to go ahead and take these away. I've got 2,000 here. I've got 500 here. They're effectively the same size rack. 500 here. This is there's a little more here. There's the same number of chips. There's five slots of 20. There's 4 slots of 5 here. There's 20 chips for each player. I'm doing black and green to visually separate them so you can see that they're different. I'm also doing black and green because this strategy is stupid at the green level. You'll see why. It makes 0 money at the green level. But we're gonna go ahead and get $100 in change and $1,900 over here. This is going to be 500 or 475 here plus 25 and change. So the same number of chips. We're looking to win percentages, not money. So when it's all said and done, if this guy wins 500 and this guy wins 100, right? It's about the percentage one, not about the dollars one. And I'm going to call out and potentially stop playing for one player if either of them gets to 20%. So again, it's always a 20% goal, which means this player here at $2,000 is looking for $400. This guy over here at 500 is looking for 100. Okay, that's it. We're looking for 4 blacks or 4 greens in the profit side of our rack, and we're gonna call it done. That's the whole thing. So with that said, I'm gonna slow roll the first one and kind of explain it to you. Actually, let's just put it out here. I'll show you the way it works. We're gonna bypass. We're gonna say the point is 6. There's your point. It's gonna be the 6. Both players are gonna put 1 unit into the don't come, just like so. Right? The green and the black will be here. They don't come for 1 unit each. The difference will be in the amount of the lay. So if the point is a 6, the player with the green chip is going to lay the point for $30. Okay, and I'll put the lay lammers out here so you can see it. I'll put it behind both chips. We're going to lay it. You probably can't even see that. We're going to lay it for 30 because on the 6 and the 8, 30 laying for 30 wins a quarter. If the 7 comes right now, you lose a quarter, you win a quarter, and you're even and out of the hand. That's the exact ricochet. You're going to ricochet for a little bit right where you are. On the 5 and 9, 4 and 10, that number will change slightly. It'll be a $50 lay on the 4 and 10, 50 to win 25, which covers you. The 5 and 9 will be 45 to win 30, so you win $5 on the 5 and 9 on the 7. The Power Hedge guy is going to come out with a 3-unit lay on the number. So we're going to lay for 3 times, not 1 time. We're going to try and win on the 7. So if the 7 comes in this situation, this player ties. This player is actually going to win 250 on the 7. So we're looking for a big score here. This is an attack on the don't come while we're coming out. That's the main difference here. Let's say that the shooter rolls an 8. So these 2 bets both travel to the 8. The player with the green chip is going to take his lay bet down and go back to the rack square and put a second don't come bet out. If the 7 comes now, again, this one loses, this one wins, it's a tie. This player in black is going to move his lay bet behind the 8 and do another don't come bet. Now if the 7 comes, he's going to win flat. This will lose, but it pays the flat bet, and the back side pays 250. So you're looking to win 250 on your way out every time we go. Let's say that this goes to the 10 or something. Okay, now both of those bets move to the 10. The player with the green chip, again, will come out with 1 chip. In this case, if the 7 comes, this would lose, this would win, those 2 cancel out essentially, and he wins 1 unit net. This player here is going to move his lay to the 10 to get that 3rd bet. He's going to have another one in here, moving his lay to the 10, looking for, again, for the come out hammer, basically, right? The thing is, once he's evacuated a number, like the 8, we evacuate the 8, he's going to go ahead and do a place bet. I'll explain how the bets work, but for now, I'm going to do a $100 put bet with odds. I'll explain how this works, but this player basically hedges off the one that he vacated. Because we're not playing for the 7 anymore. We're playing for the 7 right now. So here, as the 3rd one gets set, let's say it goes to the 5. These both go to the 5. At this point, the black player is done with their odds. The odds protected 2 don't come bets. We didn't get paid on the 7. He's just going to go ahead and buy both bets. And we're going to basically siphon off. We don't care now. Now we just don't care. We're going to take a little bit of a win here and here and here, and not profit on the 7. We're looking to profit on the 7 coming out. This player is looking to profit on the 7 now. The 7 comes now. Effectively, the black player ties on every single bet. He makes nothing, where the green player wins $75. So it's all about timing of the 7. As these things get picked off, we'll start replacing things. So the Power Hedge person is not looking to win on the 7 long term. It's a short term play on the 7 while we're in the DC. The other player is looking to score on the 7 the whole way through once everything is set up. So that's the principal difference between them. When you see bets back here, they're always going to be a lay. The lay lammer I can put near it, I guess, but with 2 people playing it, it'll be difficult to watch. So here we go. Looking to win 20% from the dark side on both these strategies. And again, it's not really a this versus that thing. It's I want you to see rhythm in motion kind of a thing, because as they play out, I think it's interesting. So we go to the 6 like we predicted. We will lay the 6. We will lay the 6 for 30 for both players. Both players are coming out. Now, it should be noted while you're here, obviously you can win on the 2 or 3, which is fantastic. The green player will parlay that win. The black player, actually what I do when I'm in the power hedge, if I win while I'm in here, I just take the lay bet down for a roll. I'll take the win, bank it up, let this thing go bye-bye for a minute. I don't need it. This one here is going to parlay it. If that parlay happens to win, done for the hand. He's out. And that's basically it. Hedge options here, if you want to be a hedge player, you can grab the hard way. So here on the 6, you can grab a hard 6 to protect against these 2 bets losing, if you'd like to. You could bet the 11 to protect those 2 bets from losing. What I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to use white chips today. And where should I put that? I guess I'll put it right here in front. I'm going to actually stack white chips on the hardways and on the 11 every time that we lose a bet that could have got saved by a hedge. And maybe I'll use red chips to indicate that we were okay. Because I think it's important to see how often these are the bleeder hedges, how often those things actually work. So we have a chance right now for the 6 to protect us. So we'll see what happens. Let's just go out here. There's a 7, immediate 7. So I'm going to note the hard 6 with a red chip and say that would not have helped us. The hard way would have lost here. We get a 7 on the come out. So what happens here is this bet will lose, but this bet will win a quarter. So he comes back to the rack here and is exactly square. This person with a $300 lay on the 6 is going to take $250 out of the rail or out of the game off the bat. It ends up being a net of 150 is what happens here. You go back to your 1900 here and 150 on the profit side coming out of the first shooter. So that's a good start for this system here. Again, the power lay back here I think is where it gets interesting. There's a 549 next point. So here we come out next point again. Lay the 9 for 300. Lay the 9 for, in this case, 45 bucks. 45 to win 30. And coming through with a green chip. All right, here we go. Do I have enough? Did I pull? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Making sure I pulled that chip out. All right, here we go. Goes to the 5. Both players are safe. We move to the 5. So both of the don't comes go to the 5. Player in the green chips can take back their lay bet protection. They have ricocheted out successfully. Their next bet comes out and it's covered by this bet. Now, an option to explore here. Once this bet's out, this bet here could be made for less, right? You could, instead of doing the power version, come out for 15 bucks. And if the 7 comes, win 10, the net between them, instead of tying, okay? The person who set the strategy has them at the same size. I know that some players, dial in for specific, likes to have the second don't come be less size than the first don't come, because that way you're ensuring a profit on the 7 as it moves out. There's that. All right, so now, what did I do here? We're on the 5. We're laying the 9. Okay, wait a minute. I just got myself all screwed up. We laid the 9. Oh, this has got to move to the 9, or the 5 rather. So we're moving that to the 5 now. Okay, sorry, I was talking too much in the middle there. So now we're set. This guy here has got the hedge here. This guy over here has got the hedge on the 5, or no hedge. This guy here is just coming out straight up, looking to tie. This guy's looking to get a little win on the way out. And here we go. There's a 5. Okay, that's a great example. And by the way, I need to do this too. I need to put out, not from there, I'll do it from here. We've had 3 don't points get set that the 11 did not need to be saved on. I gotta make sure I keep track of that. All right, so what happens on the 5 is we ricochet, and both players get crushed. This player loses 400. This player loses a quarter while their don't come bets travel. So that's the worst case scenario for this player. The power play, you can get beat by this. That exact situation will hammer you. This player here now is done, right? As far as I understand the way James plays the strategy, he got beat coming out. He's not doing anything else. He's not gonna replace, he's not gonna replay it. He's gonna call this one done. Shooter beat me, I'm gonna wait till the next shooter. So he's done till the next 7. This player here doesn't care. He's gonna come right back at it and see if the strategy can survive a big hit like that. So we're gonna come in the don't come again. He's gonna lay the number that just came and come through a second time and see if that can't work. And I realized something here. I'm actually on the wrong screen view. You guys need to see the whole thing. There we go. That's a little bit better. And I'm going to look at the chat. I see that James is chatting here. So here we go. Yeah, and I see your note there, James, about the hedging the 11. I don't think it's worth hedging the 11 either, for the same reason that you're saying. So this don't come here is going to travel behind the 9. That'll be the point being set. I'm going to mark the 11 as not having been necessary. And I'll take down this hedge. And what I'm going to do here is this. Both players here are in great position for the come out 7. However, the Power Hedge player has a decision to make. I could start placing the numbers right now and hedging through and grabbing a don't pass, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and keep myself active in this roll if I can. So I'm actually going to go ahead and jump onto the don't pass for 100 and hedge what just came out, which was the 9, on the way out. So this is going to act like another one of these over here. And while I'm doing that, I'm now going to go ahead and buy the 5. So I buy the 5 for 100. So these two become kind of a wash. If a 7 comes, these two are a wash. If the 5 comes, this one actually wins me 50 bucks. If the 7 comes here, again. So this player is starting to get what I call hedge pair set up. This guy's just waiting for a 7. Going to play it nice and slow and non-aggressively. Point's going to be 6. All right. So in this situation, again, player green is done. The other player has 3 points set. We have the no 5, the no 9, which I will now buy, and the no 6, which I'm now going to do a put bet on. So again, at a 10x table, I can do a put bet for 10 with 90 in odds. If that's not you, if you can't do that, what you do is you place the 6 for 90 bucks to win 105. Either way, it doesn't matter. What I've got here now, and I can actually put this as a put bet or a place bet, I would do it back here behind on the pass line. And again, the Power Hedge guy's not looking for the 7 anymore. He just wants to get something picked off to get a chance to come back out and the don't come. That's the whole idea of this play. So let's mark the 11 as having not been required on that come out roll. We're on a point of 6 here. Let's see if the hard way would have mattered. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to again mark the hard way in red. The hard way didn't matter. The 9 comes. What happens here is, again, this player, no effect. This player here is going to lose this bet, but that's going to win 150 minus the vig, so 145 net. So the net result there is a $45 pocket, which is okay. Those two can come back to the rack. And now this person is set up where he's got two points. 1, 2. What do? We come back out. He's going to lay the 9, which just hit, with another new bet and keep that system rolling. So we're always going to be looking again for a chance for the 7 to come out here and give us a nice profit. There's the 6. Okay, so the 6 comes. I'll pay this bet first. So what happens is we lose our don't pass. That's the point. Okay, we lose our don't pass, but this pays 118. So it's a pittance. It's not a lot of money, but it's something coming back. That's why, again, this strategy is not, you're not looking for these wins, you're looking for these wins here. That comes back to the rack. We'll go ahead and drop this into our thing. And this don't come, we'll move behind the 6. And once again, I've got a situation here where I need to get another point set. So with the 6 out here, we're gonna go ahead and lay the 6, or I'm sorry, I'm gonna go don't pass again for the new come out point. I'm gonna place the 6 for that 90. And actually, I'm not doing that yet. I'm going to lay it. We're going to lay the 6, sorry. Lay the 6 for 300 while we're coming out. So this is a big lay bet during the come out roll. And again, the green player is waiting for a 7 still. New point's a 10. It's fantastic. All right. New point is a 10. The 11 didn't matter. I can take the lay bet down. And now I've got 2 hedge points. I can, again, go the 6 for that 90. I can take the 10 and actually I can buy it for 100 or I can buy it for 75 and take back a quarter. Either way, I'll do it that way. This way, if a 10 rolls here, we'll win at 150 on that. And our lay bet is, so we're no 10, we're no 6, we're no 5, we're hedged all over the place. We don't care about the numbers, we care about the 7 on the come out. There's a 9, nobody's on it. There's a 5. Okay, so that rolled. That was a 3-2-5. Sorry about that. 3-2-5. So what happens here is the green player loses their one bet that was out there. The black player loses this bet, but the front bet pays 45. We can actually do 150 for 5. I'll take 5 out of my rack. 150 for 5. Okay, back to the rack we go with that guy. Keep putting those up there in the profit stack. And now we have, again, 2 hedge points. We're missing a third one. We're just gonna come right back out. We're gonna keep playing this thing. We're gonna lay the 5. We're gonna come out again and just kind of keep cycling 3 live bets. This person is still waiting for the 7 as they go. Now, James, if I'm doing that part wrong, but I think you said if you hit it, you're not gonna go after it again. There's the 8. So we're laying the 5, so it doesn't matter. This goes to the 5. We're gonna buy the 5, bring our 2 back. And again, we're set up again. We have all 3 things set. The other player's just waiting for that 7. We both are waiting for the 7, actually. All right, there's the point being hit. There's the 10. We lose the don't, but 75 on the 10 pays 150. And that comes back to the rack. All right, coming out again. So what I do, I lay what just came out. I have a new don't pass. Just going to run it. And again, from a rhythm standpoint, one player is playing and one player is not right here because of, again, the internal rules that were set. James, if I'm doing that wrong, I'm checking chat here. If you want me to go back out, I will go back out. I can't tell if you want me to go back out or not. So if you do, just drop a note in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to be here waiting for this long roll to end. New point will be a 9. And again, now that the 9 rather. Now that the 9 is set, I'll take the layback down. I'll buy the 9. Waiting for big red. It's another, by the way, 11 that didn't pay. There's a 1, 2, 3, ace deuce. Nobody's working anything crappy though. There's a repeater on the 1, 2, 3. I must not have thrown that very hard. Wow, 3 in a row. 3 ace deuce in a row. Holy moly. There's a 5, 1, 6. 5, 1, 6. So what happens here? We're going to go ahead and lose the 100, but we win 118 in the front. I'm going to go 120 for 2. There we go. This, of course, is going to come back to my rack. I'll get those set up over there. And this comes back in again. And again, I'm in that same situation where I've got 2 good hedge points. The 6 just came. We're going to lay the 6. We're going to come out with one more. And again, looking for the 7 sometime. I mean, I like to get a 7 here at some point and see if we can win. So we're going to go ahead and say that we're looking for the hard 6 if the hard 6 would have helped us out on this one. 6, 4, 10. I love it. Love it when it goes to the 10. This goes to the 10. Lay bet comes down. We're going to go ahead and buy that for 75 bucks. We're set back up again. James. Let's see what James says. No, don't go back out. We're still waiting. Okay, cool. Just going to wait for the 7. That 7's going to come at some point. There's a hard 10. Okay. I'm not going to mark it as a win here because we weren't hedging with it. We didn't need it for a hedge, but it's interesting we got a 10. All right, so the 10 comes. We lose the 100. We win 150 in the front. That comes down. That comes back. We're still playing the same point. Oh, I had, by the way, that last come out over here. Once again, we're going to lay what just came. We're going to come into the don't. My kingdom for a 7. There's a 9. All right, so we make the 9. I'll move this in a minute. The 9 gets made. We lose our don't. We win 150 for 5. Come back to the rack we go. This one travels to the 9. I will buy the 9 and buy the 10. We're 3 hedge points. We're done. This player is good. He's where he wants to be. The 10 comes down. I need to be on the don't come. Sorry, that lay comes down. Let's see where we are on the rack. I want to give a quick rack check. So I got a lot of color back there. We're at 1,000. This will be interesting to see. I want to get greens in my bank anyway. So there's 300 in green. If I get my rack reset to where it would have started, here is 1,500, right? And here's another 400 out here. So we're actually there's 15, there's 4, there's 100. Okay, that's my starting bankroll, is what's out here plus here. This in the front is actually profit. There's about $100 in profit out there. Even though we got hammered on that $400 loss, we're still at $100 profit, which is good for this kind of a gambit. This player here is still waiting. So we're gonna come don't pass. I'm gonna lay the 9, which just came. Sorry, I'm gonna pull that back. We're gonna lay the 9 while we're coming out. Aces, awesome sauce. All right, we get aces, which means this pays. I'm not gonna lay anymore. I'm gonna take the lay bet down. I'm gonna buy the 9, take my profit back home, and just call that good. We're gonna have this be a naked don't come until it gets set. It's another 11 that didn't pay, by the way. And there's our 7. Okay, and all the 7 does is we lose 100 down here. These all end up paying each other. I lose 100, but I won 100 on the previous one. So by not laying the number, I cost myself a little bit, but that's just how I do it. Back to the rack we go. This player has their initial bankroll, which is all of this, plus that little bit of profit. The 7 finally shows up. It's another 11 that didn't pay, by the way, on the way out. And here we go. Now we both get to play again. Get green player back in the mix. There's an 8. New point's gonna be an 8. There we go. So we'll restart the sequence. We're gonna lay for 300. We're gonna lay the 8 for 30. We're both gonna come in with a $100 don't. And we're gonna pay attention. There's a 628, awesome. This guy gets hammered on that. So again, that one moves to the 8, that lay bet loses, this moves to the 8, and this big lay bet loses. And in this case, the 8 protection would not have mattered. So there's, again, all these hedges, by the way, there's like 11, that's another 11, by the way. That's 11, 13 times that the don't come did not get beat by an 11. We got paid once down here. So the 11 is not, unless it's coming a lot, it's not worth it. All right, here we go. We're gonna lay the 8 again. Coming through, we're gonna come with one more. This green player is done because they got beat. Hard 10. This one goes behind the 10. I'm gonna move my lay behind the 10 and come out for a 3rd point. Meanwhile, we're gonna go ahead and do the 8 thing. We're gonna go ahead and place or put the point with 90 in odds. And again, this could be a $96 or $90 or $96 place bet. $96 place bet pays 112. The $90 place bet pays 105. That's an option for you if you don't have the 10x table like I do. So, but I'm doing this to show you that you can use put bets for good, not evil. Here we go, coming out. That's a hard 6. So first things first, we're gonna go ahead and mark that the hard 10 didn't matter. The 11 didn't matter. This is gonna move to the 6. This is gonna come down. And we're gonna finally buy the 10. We'll buy the 10 for 75 bucks. And now we can buy the 6. I'll put $100 out there for the 6, just to represent. It's the same thing as this. I just don't want to have a bunch of greens and reds. So this is the same bet as that is. It's going to win 118. So it's 100 to win 118 on these two in here. All right, playing it again. There's a 6. Comes right back to the 6, which is fine, right? That's going to pay again. We'll do 118. Pays 118. Losing 100. Your net is 18 bucks. And I'm okay with that net. That's just fine by me. Now, we lay the 6. Coming back through. We're just praying for a non-repeater. We're ricocheting every single time. This strategy ricochets every time. And here's the nightmare scenario, right? It rolls into a 6. And now I've lost in the same hand 2 $300 ricochets in the same hand, right? That is a brutal outcome. It's brutal, but that's what happens. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Can I recover? I'm down half my money. Can I recover from being halfway down? It's funny, we had an instant profit in the beginning. I'm gonna mark that 6, by the way, as not having paid. Can it recover? It doesn't take much to recover. There's an 8. So again, we're gonna both lose in the back there. This is gonna pay, we'll do 120 for 2. And that'll come back down. We'll put these up. And what I'm going to do here while we're off is clean this up a little bit, just because I don't like having this weird money. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to take this back for 100, and we're going to know that when I put $100 on the 6 and 8, that it's the 10 plus 90. So there's $1,000. Let's see what we have here. We have 2. There's 75 in red. And again, I'm just doing this to kind of get a visual on where we actually are. There's 75, there's 100. All right, so this player has 1,100 left. That's not profit, it's just in the way. He's down by quite a bit, right? We're down almost half. We have money out here at play, but we're down about half here. The other player here has won nothing because we've had 2 kind of ugly ass rolls. For him, it didn't work out well, but they're playing. They're literally down $5, right? It's no big deal. Let's come back out again. So again, we have 2 hedge points set. The number that this roll was an 8. We're gonna go ahead and lay the 8 on the way out while we come on the don't pass. Oh my God. Okay, well here it is. This is good. See the nightmare scenario play out right in front of your eyes. Lose the big 8. Lose that big lay. The point is going to be 8. We're kind of stuck with that point. And again, I'm going to go ahead and do the $100 8 thing. This player is now ready to come out. Actually, I forget if they are or not. I think we're still waiting for a 7 for this guy. I think this guy's still waiting because we didn't 7 out before. We have chips out there. So we're still waiting to come. There's a Yo 11. First one of those we've seen today. There's a 1, 2, 3. That seems to be a popular number today. There's a hard 10. All right. We lose 100. Win 150. That'll come down. Back into the don't we go. We're going to lay the 10 for 3, and we're going to be in big trouble here if we get a repeater on this 10. Oh, good. Aces, or ace deuce rather. 1, 2, 3, ace deuce. That'll pay. And again, my pattern has been to let that thing sit, right? Now that we're here, I'm going to pull the lay bet down. Let this guy travel on its own. I'm not going to go ahead and do the big 7 run. Boy, every time I've done that, I've gotten burned by it. But that's okay. That's the play. You get paid in here. Let it travel out. Let's do a $75 10. And we're good. 3 hedge points for here. This is out. The green player is allowed to play again. Coming out to a point of 4. Point of 4. All right, green player is going to get back in the game with a lay 4 of $50 and a don't come of 25. It's going to move to the 6. All right, so he's going to move to the 6. He's going to take down his lay coverage. This 6 loses. The front side of that pays 120 for my 2 whites and comes down. Okay, can we recover from getting whacked on 3 ricochets? I might be here a little while doing this, but I think I can. All right, so the number that just rolled was a 6. So again, we're gonna do the thing. We're gonna lay the 6. We're gonna come through. Looking for a 7 right now would be a big help for us. Hard 4 did not pay. I'm gonna stop tracking the 11s here. Clearly, there's 0 reason to hedge the 11. We've proven that. Matter of fact, the Hardways haven't paid once either. All those Hardways we've been on here, we haven't seen one of them re-hit. Let's go, anything but a 6. Anything but a 6. There's the 7, yay. All right, this is cool, but I forgot something. The green person would have been in there too. The green person was in the come for their second one. And what happened was we 7'd out. So these 2 cancel, nothing happens over there. This one here loses. 8 loses. The 75 on the black loses, okay? But coming through the back side, we're gonna get paid 1 here and 250 on the lay 6. So that's gonna recover us a little bit. We have work to do, but we're getting ourselves back. There's 500, there's 1,000, there's 1,200, there's, if you take these out, there's 1,300. Coming back, not bad. Oh, that one pays 2. 1,500. I didn't pay myself down there. So 1,500 bucks coming back. That's not bad. We got beat 5 or 3 times on the lays. We're only down a couple $100. I'm okay with that. Let's come out. New shooter, new point, new everything. 5, 3, 8. Boom. All right. We're gonna lay the 8 for 30. I'm laying it for 300. Let's get ourselves set up. Great, 4, 3, 7. So here the 8 again didn't help us out. These two cancel each other out and go back to the rack. So again, treading water up there. This 8 pays 250 on the lay. And as you know, I'm not dealing with VIGs. I don't want to play around with pennies if I don't have to. So there is the 1,700. I'll get blacks. I'm going to keep doing the black thing because I want you to see how we're recovering. We start with 2K. We lost 3 times on ricochets. We're back at 1,800. Okay, so we lost 3, 6, 9, $1,000 in lays because one of them had a flat bet to it. I've already recovered that money back, which is solid. The strategy is volatile and crazy, but it is resilient. And I love resiliency. There's a 5. Here we go. Lay the 5. We're laying the 5 here for 45. 45 to win 30 while we're coming out with a quarter. Here we're gonna come out with 100 and avoid the 5. We go to the 6. Cool. These both go behind the 6. I'm gonna move my lay to the 6. I'm gonna take this person's lay bet back to the rack. We're gonna come out with a second lay bet or second DC and a second DC. 4, 1, 5. So they both move behind the 5. That's actually your point. I'm gonna take the lay bet down. I'm gonna buy the 6. We're gonna do the 6 for 10 plus 90. The 5 is gonna be open. I'm gonna lay it for 300 and work the don't pass. This player is just gonna be off. 7 on a come out here helps everybody. The come out 7 now is what we're both looking for. We're both gonna win some paper here on a come out 7. We got an 8. That's a bummer. Not a great point. We're on the 8. This player here is going to buy the 5. And now that the 8 is the point, we're going to go ahead and grab the 8 with that put bet plus the 10x odds. We've got 3 hedge points. This person has 2 don'ts. We're going to get him a third one. 7 comes here. He profits a quarter on the 7 right now. It's a midnight. Nothing happens. There's a hard 6. So he picks himself off on the 6 there, which means that they're done for the hand. They're out because that was a loss, not a third one, but they still have 2 good don't points coming. On the 6, that one loses. And here's a case where the hard 6 actually would have won. This one loses back in here, but we get paid 118 in the front. So it's a net little tiny win for the black player. All right, coming out again. So what's gonna happen here? The 6 just rolled, right? We lay the 6. And we DC looking for a third point. That person always wants to have 3 points going all the time. There's a 10. That's perfect. That moves to the 10. The lay comes down. We're gonna have to get some quarters. We'll buy it for 75. And we're playing. 6, 3, 9. Nobody's on the 9. 5, 1, 6. So we get picked off here, which is kind of a bummer. There's the aces. But because we're picked off, we're not going to come through again. He's not going to try and keep 2 or 3 bets cycling. He's going to try and set 2 or 3 bets and wait it out. There's a hard 4. Nobody's on the 4. There's our 7. All right, so the 7 comes, and this pays. Money back to the rack. We go. As far as all this goes, we lose the 5, we win in the don't 5. We lose the 8, we win in the don't pass. We lose 100. I'm sorry, we lose the 10 rather, but the 100 wins 100. So we end up being, actually for all that work, up a quarter. But look at my rack. I'm at 13. I'm at 3 chips now, right? I'm only 2 chips down. Let's have a good run here. 5, 1, 6. 5, 1, 6. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do don't come. And a $30 lay, we're gonna do 300 and 100. There's the shocker, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what's gonna happen here, we're gonna get paid there. He's gonna get paid here, and he parlays that one, which is kind of cool. Now, in this situation, and here's the thing, right? You've parlayed it, so this is a powerful bet. You don't need the lay anymore. Tactically speaking, you can take the lay and it's the same thing. We'll leave the lay here while he's parlayed. We are going to remove this. What I've been doing is removing the lay bet on the number that I'm at when I win in here. So I'm gonna bring back $100 in profit. I could leave the lay up, okay? I'm not going to. I'm gonna be kind of religious about how I'm playing it and bring back that 1 unit in profit, let this guy get set safely. It's cost me twice by not being there. This time, had I had the lay out there, we would have got beat again, right? So we're good. This goes here. Now what happens is this number goes to the Ricochet number. He loses his Ricochet lay, which means James is done. He's got a $50 no 6 because he parlayed in here. Because he got picked off, excuse me, he's done. We're gonna wait. That's the point being set. So again, for this player here, we're gonna lay the number that just came out and rock the don't pass for one shot, get a new point. There's a hard 4. The point's gonna be a 4. I'm gonna move my lay bet behind the 4. We can actually just lay it down there, I guess. This 6, we're gonna go and place that. Again, it's 10 plus 90, and we're getting our second point set. There's a 9. So, the points, oh wait, shit, I should have been in here. My bad. Should have been in there. The point, that point becomes a 9. This lay bet goes away. We're gonna lay the 9 now, and I'm going to go ahead and buy the 4. Good time for a 7 here. Instead, the nightmare. We ricochet on the 9. Oh wait, was I coming out? What was I doing there? Hold on a second. 1, 2. I wouldn't have been here. Hold on. I screwed that up. We bought the 4. We bought the 6. This would have been a buy 9. Sorry, that's not a loss. That's actually a win on the 9. I got lost. My count was bad. We have 1 hedge point, 2 hedge points. The 9 would have been set, not laid on. Bad chip movement by me. This actually pays 150. So that pays 150 for 5. Sorry about that. That's a screw up on my part as your dealer. We come back to the rack with money. Now what I do is lay the 9. Now we lay the 9 and get a third point coming. Yep. That was a mess. I'm sorry about that. That was very confusing. But I was in this situation. There's a no 8. There's the buy 8. Now we're at 3 hedge points. And again, waiting for a 7 so that the other player can play. There's another 8. There's a 6, 2, 8 leaner. That'll pay 120 for 2. We'll lose our don't. This all comes back. And I'm just gonna bleed myself into existence here, right? We're gonna lay the 8. We're gonna come back out and looking for a 7. A 7 would be our friend. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. 5, 3, 8. What a bummer. That goes there, we lose. All that work we did to get back to square just went all for naught. Huge bummer. There's the 8, 3 times in a row, 3 8s in a row. Boom, boom, boom. That certainly can happen. And again, we'll do 1, 18. We'll take that loss and have to work again. I guess we're going to have to kind of keep fighting this thing, right? Getting a bad run. I say this all the time with this game. I love this game. This is the best part about craps, or the best and worst part about craps, right? I played this strategy so many times where in the first 3 rolls, I get 3 quick 7s and I'm up my 20% and I'm out, right? Then I play the strategy and it'll take you'll go down early and be fighting the entire time. It's like you get in the grind and you're just gonna grind and grind and grind. We're gonna buy that 9. And you can be here literally forever trying to get caught back up from 1 early loss. Here we got ricocheted on 4 times, right? And now we just gotta fight the hard way. There's a 6, there's a 4, 2, 6. And again, this one here is getting picked. This, so this loses back here, but that's going to pay 120 for $2. And again, it's not like we're crushing it here. We're doing all right. We're not getting crushed that bad, but man, you want to get some traction on this thing. Coming out again. And again, we're getting some long rolls here. Usually in my morning sessions, you know me, I've got these really short rolls most of the time, where today we're getting these long spins, and a don't base strategy just cannot survive the long spins. Here we go. Lay bet comes back to me. This bet goes behind the 9. So that one loses, but that one wins on the way out. So it ends up being a $50 win. 50 for 5, by the way. 50 for 5 coming out. Okay, on the 9, gonna lay it. We're gonna come out. Let's get a 7 here, because the green player is not getting to play at all. The green player is watching this whole game. These long rolls by the 5, bring that back. We're at $1,000 with 600 out here. There's the 8. Nobody's playing on the 8. There's the 1, 2, 3, ace deuce. Nobody's on that. There's a 6, 4, 2, 6. There's the 7. Okay, so green guy gets to come back and play. And what happens here is all a wash, right? All these lose, but all those win. And we're just coming back to the rack. And again, if you look at where we are, actually, there's 1,600, there's 1,700. I'm going to get some color in here, and you'll see that we're actually pretty close. There's 100 in green. There's 50. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3 quarters. That stays. There's 200. There, I'll bring all this back. So I reset the black player's rack. They're actually at 1,830 out of 2,000, right? Again, we're getting beat up on these things up here, but we're not getting crushed. This player here is actually behind. I'm gonna move these out. These are not helpful at all. It's not saving us at all to have the hardways. This is showing me this couple things, right? We're getting picked off. Hardways wouldn't have helped. The 11s are a waste of money in here. And again, resiliency, you know, we could have gotten some bigger wins earlier on, but we didn't. We got beat a few times. We're down about the same percentage that player's down, right? But we're actually doing some play. All right, let's come out, get a new number. We'll do another couple of points, and then we'll get to work. There's a 4. New point's going to be a 4. We'll lay it. Lay the 4 for 50. Come out with 1. We're going to come out with 1. And let's avoid that 4. There's a 5, 4, 1, 5. So both players move to the 5. I'm going to travel my lay to the 5. This person's lay is coming down for a new DC. 3, 1, 4. That's great. They hit their point. This DC moves to, oh, sorry, my black DC also moves to the 4. We both have got two strong points on the 7. I'm going to move my lay to the 4 now while we're off and come out with a new DP. James, I think, does not play the don't pass on this. He waits for the next point to get his 3rd DC. So we're going to go ahead and let this be a 5. That's fine. New point's going to be a 5. Oh, sorry. I got to be on my game. I buy the 5 in this situation. We go to the 5. We lose this, but that pays 1.5 for 5. Okay, so sorry about the mix up there. So that comes back to here. I move my lay to the 5. And now I've got the 5, right? So we're on the 5, we're on the 4. I'm gonna get the 4 for $75. That's that. We're laying the 5. This is coming back to my rack. And we have a new don't point on the way. James, now we're gonna give you another DC. And here we go. Let's see if we can get a 3rd 1 set. It goes to the 8. Good. You got, oh, so do I. Jeez, what am I doing here? In the don't. We both go to the 8. This comes down. I'm going to go ahead and get the 8. 1 up on the 8. and 1 up on the 9. So now we're set, right? I've got my 3 don't points. James has got 3 don't points. We're all set, right? A 7 here, and James, the green player, will win. The black player will basically tie on a 7. There's a 6, 2, 8. So we lose here. We lose here. But again, that 8's going to pay 120 for 2. And it comes back. All right, so I'm on the 4, I'm on the 9, I'm going to lay the 8, get a 3rd point. Let's get a 7 right now so everybody gets paid. Nope, it goes to the 10. Rolling some numbers today. Goes to the 10, lay comes down. We're going to go ahead and buy that 10 for 75. Now we just wait it out. 6, 4, 10. We'll lose 100 here. We're going to win 150 in the front. All that comes down, and we're going to grind. We're going to grind, it looks like, right? Let's lay the 10. Let's come again. Ace deuce. That pays over here and comes back. To be consistent, we're going to pull this back and let that just be by itself. It's won $100. That's great. Hard 6. That goes to the 6. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the put bet plus 90, and we have 3 hedge points. The other player's still waiting for a 7. There's a hard 10. There's a 5. All right, that pays again. 150 for 5. I'm sorry. My fault. That was wrong. My eyes saw that wrong. The 5 actually picks off the green chip, which, man, this poor guy over here is just bleeding every single time. That's a bummer. There's the 7. Finally, it comes, and it does nothing for nobody, right? James wins a quarter here, but we've gotten picked off twice, so we're down in our rack over there. The 7 is going to lose all of these. It's going to lose 275, but it's going to win $300. So again, not anything to write a story about, but look at our rack. If I take these greens and come back home, we're back to even and actually have our first profit. We're at a $75 profit or $70 profit. After all that work and getting beat so many times, we battled. 8. Not a good table for the don't player today. But that's what makes this game fun. All right, here we go. We're going to lay the 8 for 30. We're going to come into the don't. It's a 5. Just cannot get our early 7s today. That just kind of sucks. We're not getting the juice that we need to get these early 7s. We're going to go and lay that. We're going to go and come into the don't for a 2nd point over here. I need a point in the don't. You want these 7s to come at the right times for these guys to show profit, and we're just getting too long of rolls. And again, not very don't player friendly. So these will both go to the 6 now, like so. I'll travel my lay to the 6. I'm going to buy the 5. I'm going to come out with another one. James will need a 3rd one. And here we go. 5, 4, 9. So these both go now to the 9. I'll get those both taken care of. There's the buy 9, buy 5, and that goofy thing on the 6. And of course, you know, again, I got no strength on the 7 at all. James here is going to do great on this one. There's a 7 that pays finally 1, 2, 3 greens, which might actually come close to getting us healthy up here in the front rack. I think now we're still down. We're still down by a couple of 3 green chips down here. And again, over here, the 7 comes, everything's a wash, and we're back where we started, okay? But the good news is that we're even. All right, there's a yo. I want to get somebody here to show some profit at least, something worth writing about, right? There's a 10. Lay it and come through. Lay it for 2, come with 1. Ah, finally, a 7 while we're in the DC. Unfortunately, what happens is this. James will lose this one, and the 25 wins 25. So it's a wash. But there's goodness in being safe, right? This loses, this pays on the 10, unfortunately, just 150. So we're gonna get a little bit of juice coming back home. Rack is tight. We have a $120 profit. Now we're working our way towards something nice, and that's the rhythm I'd rather see for this strategy here. And this is actually like that. There's a 7 on the come out. There's a hard 8 on the come out. New point's gonna be 8. We're gonna do it, we're gonna lay it and come. We're gonna also lay it and come. 9, 6, or 5, 4, 9 rather. 5, 4, 9. These will both travel. I'll move my lay. We're gonna come through a second time with the green player, and the black player comes out. The green player here has a chance. If we can get some point set to get back even and get a profit going. There's a 10. That's great. Both of these go to the 10, which is a strong number for the don't. I'll move my lay, come through with one more, and James will come through with one more. Now on the 7, we both make money if it comes at this moment. It'd be a good time for it. There's a 4, 1, 5 instead. So here we are. 4, 1, 5, the lays. I'm gonna actually buy all of these. And again, this is the point where the green player has the advantage, right? Right now, the green player will win on a 7, where I will, on the black player, basically tie on a 7. So working hard to get 3. It's hard to get 3 don't points set. We were talking about this in chat earlier. It's hard to get them set. It takes a lot of work to get 3 don't points out there. And now you got to hope that this doesn't happen. You start getting them picked off like this, right? This is going to pay, though, here 150 for 5 in front. That's a loser. We're gonna take those winnings though and use those along with this, and we're gonna lay that number and get a new one. Let's have a 7 right now. That's 3, 1, 4. That's okay though for me. It goes to the 4. I'll take my lay bet down and I'll buy that 4 for 75 bucks. Ace deuce, nothing. Good, hard 4. All right, so we lose the 100, but we win 150 in front, and that can come back to my rack. Here we go. We're gonna go and lay it again. Just gonna keep the same pattern. Going to lay what just came, and come on out. There's the ace, 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 ace. That gets paid. I'll take the lay bet down and the win. Let this one get itself set on its own. It's a 7. It's like the 3rd time that's happened, but I don't care because it did get paid. It was a free bet. And again, on the 7 here, green player gets paid 2 units, which is great. Finally getting some love back there. They're $5 down now, which is great. On the 7 here, these two both get paid. These two both lose. So effectively speaking, I win a quarter on that transaction. Okay, there's my profit. I'm at 200 now. 200 and almost 50 bucks. Not bad. We'll do one more shot. One more shooter just to assert it, and then we'll call it a day. There's an 8. 5, 3, 8. I'm gonna lay it. James will also lay it. We'll both have one coming. Anything but an 8. 5, 2, 7. Hell yeah. Okay. So James, of course, is a wash, right? We lose that. 30 wins 25. Back to the rack. He's square. This here pays 250. Okay. And what happens here? We are at 390 bucks in profit. So basically 20% profit. This person here is actually down 5 bucks. So a lot of grind, a lot of scariness. We got ricocheted on big lays for big money, and we battled all the way back. That strategy is pretty damn resilient. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. All right. Here we go. Let's see. There's so much going on in chat. I'm just gonna go ahead and look and see if there's anything for me to look at. All right, so I'm going to read through the chats that are labeled with PC in front. Fives is confirming me that James only hedges on the first roll, okay? And Dr. S, love-hate relationship with win craps. Yeah, it's I don't know. To me, it's an eye opener. When I play with win craps, I get to see things like I said before. Don't comes with 1, 2, or 3 don't comes is a big difference. It's a huge. You can see the big spikes and valleys with the third one coming in. It's actually really interesting, and I learn a lot by doing that. So, and you're right. It's a big risk up front, making nothing on the numbers, but you can see what happened at the end there. Those 2 quick 7s at the end. If the 7 comes while you're in the don't, you're winning 200, 250 on those things, and it's 2 big bangs as you're coming through with a relatively safe bet. That's the reason why I take the big risk, because I want to be out quick. What just happened there at the end with those last 2, I'm not on screen. What happened on the end there with those last 2 rolls, where I won 1 really fast, that's the way this thing normally works for me. I hit the early 7s, and you're in and you're out. But you saw how it worked on the grind, right? I got beat at least 4, maybe 5 times on the Ricochet for $300 every time, and we still showed a profit. Like, it still battles itself back, which is what I do like about it. Vince wants to leave my stream because it's too many dark sides. I'm sorry, man. I mean, I'm just trying to make sure I cover everything, because I think, I don't know, I play both sides of it. So I think, I'm sorry if you don't like it, but I do enough of both sides. I think I cover some light side stuff too. And it's funny because people on the other side are telling me all the time, you got to run more dark side stuff. So I try to balance that as much as I can. So let's see. Good point from Skill Luck about moderation. You're a moderate player, obviously. Why do 3x instead of 2x? For math. Honest to God, because I'm lazy. To me, 3 black chips is easy to pay, right? 3 black chips is 150 on the 5 and 9. It's 200 on the 4 and 9 rather, 5 and 9. It's 150 on the 4 and 10, and it's 250 on the 6 and 8. If I did it with 2x, now I got to put 240 out there, and the numbers get weird. I honestly did it when I was practicing for easy math, and it worked out that the payments, it actually works out where the strategy is stronger because of its 3x. That's the only reason why I started it, because of math reasons. So there's that. I hope that answers that question. It's kind of a weird one. Anything else coming out here in terms of big questions? Do my P's and Q's. I don't see any other questions or comments. I'm going to come back out to the bottom here. Oh my God, there's so many chats today. It's 9:20. I went really long today. Really long. Sorry about that. And you're right, James. Extreme discipline is required. Now, I don't know if you're talking about what I'm doing here. Discipline is a must, right? And this strategy, as you saw, I had even though I screwed up twice with forgetting to put stuff out there. Again, it's me talking. Putting out and living through those big getting beats, the bad beats that I had, it will work through. It'll definitely resilient. So there's that. James, you're saying I did a great. I hope you're talking to me. Did I screw up your strategy ever? Let me know if I made a mistake during the play. There's so many chats I can't keep up. If I screwed up your strategy, let me know. I think I played it according to the way you would have played it. The one adjustment I'd make, I think, is 2 don'ts instead of 3. And I think that the way Skill and Luck does it, where he does the first don't comes out at whatever, like $30 or something. The second one's at 20. So you stagger the amount so that you're winning on the 7 on the come out. That's the only adjustment I think I could think of making to it, but I love the Ricochet. The Ricochet is a great way to get on the don't safely. Most of the time you don't get beat on the come out. We had long rolls today that are uncharacteristic of me specifically, but you don't see, multiple 15 plus rolls like I had today where you can't even get out and play. Like you unfortunately the green player today never even got out and played because the rolls were going so long. It is what it happened. So yeah, anyway, there's that. So, okay, cool. Jao saying most was light side players. I can do more light side stuff, of course. And again, let me clarify this too. So let me try and phrase what I want to say here. As much as I like to play craps, right? I'm not necessarily a strategy channel. Like I do my own, I'll go back to my screen. I'll go back to here, and here's the way I play. You can look at my old strategies, my list. Where's my list of stuff? There. These are the way that I play. These are my strategies, right? They're boring. I play a pretty boring game of craps, right? The odds maker, the Johnny, the Bank Street is a kind of a fun one. The O-line is a pure just line strategy. The GOAT is kind of a fun right side play. But the come ladder, the border, the horseman, those are all boring ways to play, but they're all safe. They all win. They're 20% getters for me all the time. This Power Hedge to me is a 20% getter almost every time I play it, at least here. So I don't do new strategies. I don't do a lot of strategy builds. The Butterberg, the cocoa butter that I'm working on with Iniquity's Power Pit and Dantana, yeah, that's a right side play that I'm building through. But most of the thing I do is show you how to catch rhythm, how to spot trends, how to play the game at the table. That's kind of what I pride myself on. Not so much new strategies. I use these strategies to make a point most days. So when I want to talk about rhythm, like today, two guys playing the exact same way, right? It's essentially a ricochet coming through the don't, two different ways, but look at the difference in profits on those things, right? And then it goes the other way sometimes too, because rhythm matters. And I want you all to get a sense of rhythm. And I use my strategy discussions to make other points about the game. It's almost never about the strategy unless I'm doing a nighttime thing. And that's the reason why I do the things I do. So for Vince and for Jal, this is why I do that. It's because I like to make larger points, and that the table and the dice and hopefully the dice help me tell the story that I'm wanting to tell. And that's kind of what I'm going for. And I see your point. I really appreciate that comment. It's a lot of effort, as you all know, but really it's about making points. And I like to use, like somebody wrote me the other day somebody, I forget who it was, wrote me a comment that said something about stop using baseball as an analogy, or stop using baseball, a game of skill, to describe craps, a game of chance. And my point back to that person is going to be this, which is, this is not a game of skill. It's a mental skill, I suppose. But I like to teach an analogy. And to me, baseball and football are great analogies because everybody knows them. And if I give you a baseball reference, you can go, oh, okay, I see what he's talking about. And I love painting mental pictures, and that's kind of how I do that. James, I would have changed tables, no question. That table was not friendly for you at all. So, yeah, it just, boy, how many times you get picked off, and that one twice you had to wait for like 20 rolls to play. It was brutal. Yeah, it is what it is. But I like seeing rhythm. I like seeing rhythm out there. I like to watch how the tables kind of move and grind as they go. I think it's, to me, the funnest game to watch happen. And when you do stuff like this, it's fun to watch. Today's a day where if I would have done a don't strategy side by side with a do strategy, you can only imagine the separation that we would have saw today, right? Especially, and because Vince is here, I'm going to call Vince out on this, especially with the way that Vince is talking so heavily about laddering only when you're out of profit, and putting a ceiling on those numbers, and collecting, regressing. That sort of play may not sit well with some of the degenerate dealers that are out there with channels, but it does sit well with me and other players who are learning how to collect all the time. And that's such a great, that strategy, that ROI strategy that he's been putting out there. I love those two rules with it. I love the fact that we're not martingaling if we're in profit. I love the fact that we're putting a ceiling on things and coming back down. It's really great thinking. So that's that. So anyway, there's that. All right, 9:30. It's an hour and a half show today. So I'm sorry for the length. I'm glad that you're all still here and paying attention. It's 40 people still here. 2 people don't like me, which is okay. But I got to get to work. I have an actual job. So I'm sure my boss is like, what is John doing? So I got to roll. You all have a great day, a great weekend. I will see you for sure on Craps Chat on Sunday with Jeff and Skill at 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock East on Sunday night. I will probably do another nighttime rollout here in the next day or two because I get bored at night. But tomorrow I'm teaching a class at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I got to get up at 4. So tonight might not be the night, but maybe tomorrow night after that. So anyway, love y'all. Thanks for being here. God bless everybody. Have a good weekend. I'll see you for sure on Sunday. Bye-bye.